Another application, just like the application we use in the schools, we use it where? In medicine. So in medicine, we have application, we call it information system in medicine. And this is very important. Why? Because if you are a patient and you go to one of the hospitals nowadays, they will take your informations and they will insert it in a system, and this system will be centralized. What do you mean by centralized? That if you go to any other hospital, by only checking or searching using your identity card, they will find all information about you, history, yes, allergies, diseases, everything, without asking you a single questions. Are we good? So it's very convenient for you and for them. So they have your medical history, and if these systems are connected with some kind of device, this device can be used to do what? Monitor your vital signs, and you'll see it nowadays. For example, attaching your body with some sensors to monitor your temperature, to monitor your heartbeat, to monitor the blood pressure, and everything will be done by the computers. No need for a nurse or a doctor to be sitting next to you all the time. When one of these vital signs is abnormal, what will happen? A trigger will happen, an alarm, so that the doctors will come or the nurse will come to see what's wrong with you. So these kind of systems, even though initially they are considered very expensive systems, however, in the long run for the hospitals, they will provide more accurate, not secure, but accurate, and less number of staff will be needed. Now, previously, each and every patient needs a nurse just sitting there looking. Nowadays, you can just connect with these systems, and one nurse can be serving a whole department. Very good. One of the systems is something is wrong, something is abnormal, an alarm will be a trigger, and then they will come and see what's wrong with you. Are we good? So these systems are accurate. Staff can be available to do other tasks, and everything can be stored in a central place using a digital database or a digital information system. So no need for any physical space. Millions of records can be stored in a tiny storage device, better than having them on paper. And we mentioned this is the advantages of having a digital database. What about disadvantages? We mentioned initial cost is expensive, and you need training, you need maintenance, you need to change some of the sensors, clear some of the sensors, clean them after each and every patient to get correct reading. But in the long run, it's less expensive for the whole, let's say, yes, hospitals. Other systems use, and we covered this in chapter 1, which is 3D printers. And why we use 3D printers, generally speaking? لأنه it is cheaper than the real thing. For example, if you'd like to have some kind of artificial part, then they will take all the measurements, and then they will use a cheap 3D printer, and then if you feel like it's fit, then they will go and manufacture the real expensive one. So 3D printers is becoming very attractive. Why? You can build an object that is cheaper than the real thing. After you make sure that everything is okay, then you go and you manufacture the expensive one. Very good. Disadvantage of 3D printer, still early stage of developments. That's why in chapter 1 it's an emerging technology, new technology, and it's still expensive, and some kind of a material that used for printing, you will find it's not recyclable. Yes, the materials are not recyclable. So if you use it to print an object, that's it. You can never recycle it again to print a different objects. Very good. And you have limited number of materials. Yes, because it's a new technology, not 100% tried and different. Are we good? The use of them, very important. Look, sometimes they will ask you, give example of using 3D materials. One of them is, we can use them to print out how to design after we take an image of the body. For example, using CT or MRI machines, where they can scan your body and provide some pictures of your organs and internal organs of your body. And then you can specify one of the organs and you can print it out, maybe for training, maybe for checking. You get the point. For simulation of that objects. So you'll find that in hospitals sometimes they use it, and later the students can be looking at these objects. Are we good? They can use it, we said, for what? For artificial parts. Whenever they would like an artificial part, yes, you lost your hand, you lost your leg, then instead of manufacturing the real part, they will manufacture a cheaper plastic one to make sure it fits first, and then they will go there and manufacture the real part for you. Tissue engineering, this is the future, using this kind of tissue engineering. And by tissue engineering now, they can make some kind of tissue and vessels that are plastic, and they can implant it in your body and they will work. Some of them can replace real vessels. So the future of 3D printing will be huge in training, in education, in researching. Yes, for training people, instead of seeing things, for example, 2D like here, I can bring the object in front of you so you can see it all around. So in training, in teaching, in education, and in researching, you will find that this is the future of printing. 10 years from now, anyone might have a small 3D printer at home. Very good. So that will be in the near future.